What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today, and welcome back to some MX versus ATV Reflex. God damn, it's been a hot minute since I loaded up this game. I just thought I'd see what's new, really, on the scene, because at the moment on the game, we've got, if I press F11 on my keyboard, I've got this like launcher overlay that kind of shows you all the newest released tracks, and there's still tracks being released in 2024, which I thought was quite interesting. So we're going to be playing a track today called China River, and this is created by Nick Delian, and it's a track that I've not seen anything before. The screenshots of it look very, very nice, and we're just going to see how it rides. I've done no effort in terms of like changing bike or ride or anything. This is exactly what I would have ran in the last video. So we shall see how it goes. I apologise in advance if I'm not the fastest on this game anymore. I just don't play it as much as I probably should do. Still, in my opinion, the best, maybe second best arcade motocross game of all time. I think you could make a case for a live here or there, but obviously we don't have a live on PC like we do with Reflex. Reflex will always be one of the GOATs, in my opinion, and still, even when it comes to the new MX vs ATV games, everyone's always like, oh, Reflex was better, blah, 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 and don't have to kind of agree for the most part. Really, really do love the game. So without further ado, let's see what this track's all about.
For all of you passionate gamers, you can now get 20% off all G Fuel products worldwide by using code LINS at checkout. And for any of you motorheads looking for some new drip or apparel, use code MXPR_LINS15 fxrracing.eu to get 15% off. All links and codes are in the description down below. Enjoy the video and drop a cheeky little like and subscribe.
I was noticing... Can you hear that? Actually, can't hear it now. There's a little bit of input delay from when I press the accelerator and when it actually accelerates. Oh no, it's all right there. Okay, never mind. Maybe I'm talking out of my booty. Right, let's see what this is all about then. First things first, I need to turn the HUD back on, because I always turn the HUD off because I'm trying to take screenshots after the fact, and I always forget to turn it back on again afterwards. So let's see what this is all about in here then. In terms of this game, I know there's still like tournaments that go on here and there. Not a bit of me anymore, unfortunately. I like being competitive, and I'm just not competitive on this game anymore. Yeah, I keep having some really weird like input delays. I'll let off the throttle and it will carry on accelerating for me. I do run this so I use a PS4 controller, and then I have DS4 Windows installed as well, which makes it very weird stuff going on, which makes it act like an Xbox controller for my PC essentially. Maybe there's some weird thing with like Steam stuff going on, because I know that even MX Bikes was having some issues with PlayStation controllers on Steam the other day. Apparently people get really weird input delays. If you are experiencing anything like that, I would recommend when you're on a game, before you press the play button on Steam, over onto the right hand side, it will have something to do with like Steam controller. So okay, with something to do with Steam controller support. My goodness, this is not good. I need a track map. Can I get a track map, please? Reflex, can I see where the track goes before I just launch jumps the completely wrong way? Yes, so turn that off, and you should have no more input delay. I mean, at least that's what I done. Remember when that Steam thing first came out, I think all PlayStation users' settings got a bit boofed, because then Steam tries to make it look like it's an Xbox controller, and I don't want it to be that. I want it to be the PlayStation controller, so you don't get like weird double inputs or anything. Am I okay? This track layout is a bit odd. I feel like I'm not flowing as I should be. I don't know whether I need to full send or actually check up more on some jumps. We'll see. We're on lap 1. I don't know if I'll finish all 7 laps, to be fair. We'll see how it goes. But I did want to have a little bit of a talk today, because the topic on everyone's lips at the moment is Mr. Chase Sexton going from dead last through to P1. I will admit, when he crossed the line, as that last lap started, I did not think he was going to gain 3.5 seconds on AP on that last lap. But then literally within half of the lap, he was already on his cheeks, and I really wanted it to happen as he was working his way through. I was looking at times, and I think he was in like P7 at one point, like 25 seconds behind, with something silly like 7 minutes to go, and I was like, surely there's no way that he comes all the way back. Surely not. But my god, what a ride. Really, really impressive stuff. And the only thing I don't like, I feel like Chase never gets the praise he deserves. Even when he does something good like that, it's always like, oh, that was a Tomac performance. It's like, no, that was a Chase Sexton performance. Because he's like, give him his flowers, you know. He done really, really well. Of course, at the start of the race, everyone's like, oh, yeah, typical Chase, just throwing it away as usual. but I think that he might have silenced some people there. Now, the controversy that we do have now with Jet throwing his Moto 1 away randomly. I mean, I'm not sure what the game plan there was. I know of the line, but he came up so short it was a joke. I'm not sure why you'd even try it on lap number 1. But the question always is, if he didn't wad himself and then he was healthy for both Moto 1 and Moto 2, would he have still won? Because I'd like to imagine if he was fit for race 2, he might already be up front, past Plessinger and further ahead. So I think Chase generally might have just come up... I've done it again. I've done it again! I think Chase would have only come up to P2 in that situation. I really, really do. It's going to be interesting to see how the season plays out now. Chase is going to have like the utmost confidence. He's going to be feeling really, really good. And I think Jet's going to be knocked a little bit. Now, I like both of them equally. I was rooting for Chase in a Supercross season where he literally couldn't stop crashing and ended up getting it gifted after Tomac's Achilles decided it didn't want to exist anymore. I need to concentrate. I need to try and do this track some justice. I'm so sorry, Nick. But I like both of them. I really don't mind if either of them were to win the championship. And we also can't count Hunter out. I know that he's not really been showing winning potential the last couple of races. He seems to have drifted back quite a lot. But I suppose hang on to that 450, as you said, can be a little bit difficult. And I'm not sure if just the new cool thing to do for riders these days is to blame bike and setup when they don't have an amazing race. But that's what everyone does seem to be doing. And I mean, even though Chase was riding really, really well, Chase's bike still looked kind of sketchy. Like the amount of times that he should have crashed in that second moto was nuts. Like just coming down that main hill in the middle, bike kicking sideways and all sorts. I'm surprised that he managed to hold on to it. And then I wasn't paying much attention to the Honda bikes in general, but I mean, James Stewart said on stream they looked a little bit uncomfortable. So I have to take the man's word for it. He knows a hell of a lot more than I do about the sport in general and how bikes should handle. I am nothing but like an E-class rider, if that even exists. Probably not, I don't know. One thing that I do think is going to be quite interesting is, I'm sorry to make a Reflex video talking about MX bikes, but I'm interested to see how the track rides in MX bikes, because that was a big old change, taking out those 2 switchbacks with the off camber at the start of the lap, and I think it's going to make the track just so quick. It's going to be crazy. I'm interested to see what lap times are going to be like, because when I saw that they'd done that, I didn't watch qualifying at all, bear in mind. I just rocked up and started watching the races. And when I saw that they'd done that, I was like, oh god, surely lap times are going to be like 1.5 minutes or so. But no, they were still, still up in the 2-minute area. I'm interested to see how... Third time in a row. I'm very interested to see how that translates over in-game. I really, really am. And it should be fun. I mean, like, Hangtown, it looked pretty damn brutal in terms of braking bumps in real life, so I'd like to see that translated across. And then, again, so I thought Parlour was a decent track. I just think we could do with either slightly smaller ruts or have them spaced out a little bit more, just so we don't get as many of the weird wonky Provoso physics with, like, handlebars dragging and... Or having to ride the top of them to stop handlebars dragging and getting that weird thing where your tyres kind of like pop out and send you doing 1080s across the map. And yeah, it's very interesting. One thing that I also am starting to do, by the way, this is off stream. It's probably never something that I would implement. I don't think I'll switch from the 450 class in races at all. But with I don't have exact dates or anything like that with MX of Nations, but I am aware it's happening this year. It's been mentioned a couple of times just because we've got region lock in our normal series. The kind of point of that is so apparently Nations is more exciting, because then you finally get to race against the other coast. I wasn't accelerating in that corner at all, and it was still revving. I don't know what's going on with the controller today. So I have a very, very low chance of qualifying for Team Great Britain in Nations this year. We've got a very, very, very stacked set of 450 riders. So I don't know who's doing what, so who's doing MX1 or who's doing open class yet. But if we were to take 450 riders in general from the UK, we have got Tyler, we have got Cam, we have got Jake, we have got Aiden, we have got Dan. We might have other people like Neon, possibly, depending on if he moves up. I have no idea. But that is a lot of good riders that are going to be incredibly difficult to beat on the day. And because I really do like taking part in Nations. It's, one of them things. It only happens once a year. It's nice to represent your country. I want as best of a chance as possible of trying to qualify. I did try a while back planting the seed in Cam's mind of getting Cam to try and do 250s, because I think Cam, when he's on a 250, is the fastest British 250 rider. I don't think anyone will be able to touch him. However, he seems quite set on the 450 class, so I might dabble in 250s a little bit. My issue is I don't know what bike to ride, I don't have suspension for 250s, so I'm going to have to ask around. Almost done the same thing that time. Please don't reset me. Thank you. Noticed at the last second. There you go. 4th time's the charm. So I'm going to dabble a little bit, just solo by myself, riding 250s. And I loaded up Parlour last night, and I went on the Husky, and I actually copied my KTM 450 suspension over to the Husky 250, and I was running okay laps. I ran, I think it was a 2-minute, and I think top quality was a 59 something at the time. Obviously, I know people have gone much faster than that now, getting like 1 minute 58 for hot laps, etc. So, I mean, in terms of pace, early days, it doesn't seem too bad, but if I want to be like top, I think I need to go a lot quicker than I am doing. And I think a lot of the transition is, I mean, if anyone remembers at round 1 in real life qualifying when they was watching Masterpool, where he switched from a 450 to a 250, just how much more you have to change gears. I think the thing that I'm struggling with the most at the moment is the gap between 3rd gear and 4th gear. It doesn't matter what I set my gearing to. I always have a little bit of a weird area where I feel like I'm redlining in 3rd, and if I shift to 4th, I'm just not moving at all. I'm bogging. So it's definitely, they're definitely difficult to ride consistently fast. One thing that is nice, though, is I don't find myself ever having to really slow down for any obstacles on the track. You just hit them as fast as you can. So I suppose there's that. You can never go too fast on a 250, but you can definitely go too slow. So yeah, I'm just trying to work out. I tried the KTM a little bit as well. It's much of a muchness. I didn't feel much difference between that and the Husky. Tried like the Yami, because I saw don't remember pressing a trick button, because I saw obviously Reaper riding it at round 1 at Parlour, and he seemed to be going really well. Tried the Cowie, and the Cowie actually wasn't bad. It was just a little bit on the slow side for me. So I'm leaning towards the Husky at the moment. Of course, I'm always open to recommendations. I think that the Honda is also a very good 250. I tried it in Supercross a couple of times, just giving people lessons, and just stock out the box. The Honda 250, suspension-wise, works really well for Supercross. Can't speak on outdoors, no idea. But yeah, that's my game plan. I don't know when Nations is going to be, but I need to give myself a little bit of practice here and there. I can see the jump. We're coming up to it again. I will be making sure to do a hard right. Look, that just looks like it wants to be hit. That wants to be hit really fast over to the, just straight rather than turning to the right. And I feel like I don't think I've actually got a good rhythm going around this track once yet. I just keep like boing, 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 boing. I feel like you should definitely be W through them rollers if you can. But yeah, I'm very mid at this game these days. There used to be a time when MX Online Tournaments was a thing where I had like a disgustingly long podium streak between this game and MX vs ATV Alive as well. But yeah, just not me anymore. I should probably also be sending that, because I think every single lap I've scrubbed that. Issue Reflex is... Actually, can you load... I don't know if you can download these into like free ride slots, for example, because the install manager that I've got, obviously it has different categories of tracks, and this one comes under national, so it's all like checkpointed, waypointed, whatever. So if you go off the track, you'll get reset, etc. So I don't know what I can do in regards to that. So when it comes to actually practicing lines and stuff, you just kind of have to treat it as it comes, one lap after the other. But tracks actually, like bits like this, I find really flowy. But yeah, them long roller sections I'm struggling with a lot right now. And that's just, I think, to do with skill issue. I don't think that's anything to do with the game at all. I probably could... I'm going to die here again, aren't I? Oh, I'm alive. I probably could go to the extent of trying to mess around with bike tuning to get a little bit more oomph. I feel like I'm a little bit more on the acceleration and top speed side at the moment, but it's fine. It's fine. I do like the setup. I mean, in terms of overall look, I think it looks really nice. One thing that I've never done for this game is gone and downloaded external bike and gear skins. I've always just kept it on the track side of things. So maybe that's something to do for a later date. But for right now, we'll have a good time doing this. And the reason that you have got Reflex today as well is because there was nothing really new in the MX Bikes world. Had a quick look at MXB mods, had a quick look at the shop as well, and just, yeah, not too much going on right now. So I thought I would expand out a little bit. Looked at Sledders. Sledders hasn't really had any more updates. Track They Are hasn't been updated since the beginning of May. So yeah, we've got some Reflex action now. And I just want to get around this track. Oh, please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash. Oh, thank God. I want to get around with a half-decent lap. I mean, 2:21 feels like an incredibly long lap time for just a nationals track like this. I imagine there's some people out there absolutely cracked at the game, because I know there's people that have been playing this game since it released and really haven't got off of it, and they are insane at the game. That would probably run like sub 2 minutes, no issue at all. But I'm a big old newbie now, and we're going to come up to this section that I keep scrubbing by mistake, and I want to send it and see if I can get away with downsiding it. So we're going to jump this bit. We are going to stretch this one out a little bit. Not the best landing. I hope I still have the speed. And we're going to stretch this out. Yeah, yeet. Go on, downside that. Get it. Ah, I came up a little bit short. You get the idea. I think if I downsided the jump 4 a bit better, we would have been okay. But yeah, I think that'll wrap it up for me today, boys. Just wanted to try stuff out, and I mean to show you guys as well that there are still tracks being made for this game all the way through to 2024, which is really, really cool stuff. What's going on over here? Who's this? Asar, dude, you're a 3D scan if ever I've seen one. But in terms of aesthetics as well, track looks really, really good. Like masking texture-wise, I have no idea the process that goes into Reflex tracks. I'll be completely honest. I don't even know where you begin to make tracks on this game. So thank you people that are still making stuff for it. It's really, really cool to see. And there's just a massive, massive database of tracks still. And people do still play it. I'm not sure what regular online servers are like on this game anymore. But I know that there are still like hosted lobbies and Discord servers for tournaments, etc. So yeah, big W's all around. People still keeping the game alive. I wish that we could get alive on PC. I'd really, really love that. That was probably the game that I was best at, and I mean I had so many like world record laps and stuff on other YouTube channels, just taking snippets on my phone, and it's so cringy going and watching stuff back. You lot will never see it ever, unless I think I showed it on stream before actually, so that's a lie. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, please do drop a cheeky little like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'd very much appreciate it. And have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.
I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain. Even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want.